Hey. Alberto Machado defending his title for a third time. This is definitely a pro Cancio crowd. Machado a 15-1 favorite.
9 knockout wins in the first round.
Cancio down! Machado!
We'll see if he's able to survive the first round.
El Explosivo. Cancio got him! He knocked him down! Cancio with the right hand to the body.
He might be staying down.
Cancio in control, trying to go for the win. Cancio knocks him down again. We'll see if Cancio can finish him off. Cancio going for it, and that will do it. And Andrew Cancio is your new world champion. An absolutely incredible upset. This is a man who has a full-time job at Southern Cal Gas Company. He is a world champion. We welcome you to Indio, California on a warm, early summer, late afternoon. An outstanding night of boxing for you at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Hennessy. Never stop, never settle. 7 fights for you this evening in Indio. It'll begin with 4 rounds at super middleweight between Emilio Rodriguez and Clay Collard. It'll continue with 4 rounds at super bantamweight between Anthony Garnica and Gilberto Duran. Then at super welterweight, 4 rounds between a big-time Irish prospect in Aaron McKenna and Daniel Perales. Then 8 rounds at welterweight between Blair Cobbs and his big personality taking on Robert Redmond Jr. Luis Feliciano is up next, 11-0, 7 knockouts, facing off against Fernando Carcamo. And then our co-main event, the WBO light flyweight title, 12 rounds for that bout between Angel Tito Acosta and Elwin Soto. And then the rematch we have all been waiting for, 12 rounds for the WBA super featherweight title, Andrew Cancio and Alberto Machado. Lock again after February's big bout here at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. And we welcome you ringside now. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside 2-time world champion Jesse Vargas. So happy to be with you this Friday night on Dazn. You know, after what we saw in February, we have all been very much looking forward to this rematch, Jesse, between Andrew Cancio and Alberto Machado.
Most definitely, and I'm sure we will have a stacked stadium come, in a couple hours, because last fight around, we did have a full house for Cancio, mainly, which actually helped him one way or another because he came out with the victory. He came up with a huge upset in defeating Machado in the 4th round, which we all thought was very exciting. Machado took him down in the 3rd, and then he came back and just, shots were fired by Cancio, back and forth action, but ultimately Cancio was able to come out victorious. And now Machado wants to prove to everyone that that wasn't the real Machado, that he wasn't at his full potential in that fight. He had some weight issues. He didn't have a long camp as he usually does. And now he wants to prove it that he's going to show who the real Machado is. And I'm sure we're in for an electrifying night tonight.
Plenty at stake for both of these fighters. Want to welcome in the 3rd member of our broadcast team now. Check in with Claudia Trejos.
Thank you, Ryan. Hello, Jesse. I want to take you guys down memory lane because back in 2009 at Madison Square Garden, it was Miguel Cotto and Ival Calderon, perhaps one of the biggest stars coming out of Puerto Rico that made history at that time. They both took wins and they both took that title back to Puerto Rico. They've had a long drought of titles, but now Miguel Cotto, as a co-promoter, wants to repeat history. Tonight, with Alberto Machado obviously going for that title, and Angel Tito Acosta, he wants to retain that title. So it's Miguel Cotto making history once again, this time here in Indio, California. And of course, we're expecting huge fights and a lot of touch and go like Jesse just mentioned. And this would definitely be 2 fights that are going to be disputed in a phone booth. Back to you.
Absolutely, Claudio. Well, that's something that really, I think, stood out the last time that these two fighters met in February here, was just how incredible the atmosphere was. You know, it may not be the biggest venue. They know boxing here. And for Andrew Cancio, he's from Blythe, California, just about 100 miles away. Jesse, you could tell that crowd really reveled in the victory with Cancio last time they met.
Well, listen, he had a lot running on his shoulders. He didn't want to let his people down. And keep in mind, he had just came off a long layoff. He was thinking of retiring. He had made the decision to retire, but his friend told him, no, give it one last shot. You know, you have the potential. You know, just make it happen. And he came back against Machado and became the WBA world champion, a dream that he wanted to accomplish for ever since he first began at the age of 17 years old. Machado, we all knew that he had a high future for him to becoming one of the biggest, or so we can say one of the best world champions in the division. But a huge upset by Cancio, you know, put him in one spot. And unfortunately for him, he has to come back and prove to everyone that he will be and he will retain his WBA World Championship coming back in this fight.
Well, that's how our evening will end. How does it begin? With 4 rounds. Take a look at the tail of the tape for Rodriguez versus Collard, both 26 years old. Rodriguez stands at 6 feet tall, Collard 5'11", the same weight at 164 pounds. And the reach an advantage to Clay Collard. Take a look at the rules for this bout. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. Cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee can stop the fight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. Welcome to Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Indio, California, for an exciting night of professional boxing, all brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. And presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Hennessy, never stop, never settle. We are set to go with this bout, 4 rounds in the super middleweight division, and ready to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. From Las Vegas, here is Clay Collard.
We're walking.
Clay Collard from Las Vegas. To describe his style, he used simply one word: tenacious. 17-8-1 as an MMA fighter with 10 wins by KO or TKO. He said boxing isn't easier, but it's a little less stressful than MMA. This will be his 4th professional boxing match, and he is very much looking forward to it.
And his opponent ready to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner from Van Nuys, here is Emilio Rodriguez.
Emilio Rodriguez, 3-1 with 2 knockouts. His nickname, Shark, given to him by his grandpa. Says his biggest asset in the ring is his high IQ, which he gets from being a former quarterback. Emilio Rodriguez looking for victory number 4 in his young professional career. He will kick off a night of 7 fights here on Dazn at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, live around the world on Dazn from Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino here in Indio, California. 4 rounds, this in the super middleweight division. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside for this bout: Rudy Barragan, Ron Stevens, and Fernando Villarreal. And when the action begins inside the ring, your referee in charge, Jose Covia. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue with black, he weighed in officially 164 pounds. In 3 professional bouts, his record: 1 victory, 1 defeat, and 1 bout even. From Las Vegas, Nevada, here is Clay Collard. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Wearing black with gold, he weighed in also 164 pounds even. In 4 professional fights, his record stands at 3 victories and 1 defeat, 2 wins by way of knockout. Hailing from and fighting out of Van Nuys, California, here is Emilio Rodriguez.
Play, Emilio, you've been given instructions. Take several times, touch him up, come back with the bell. Good luck.
Jose Cobian, our referee. Rodriguez, the new father of a 4-month-old baby girl. Jaylene said it's a huge motivation for him.
Excellent.
As he takes the ring. Wasn't sure he would be fighting until last Friday, but insists he is ready, and so are we. Start of round number 1 of a scheduled 4. A couple of 164-pounders. Rodriguez in the black with the gold, Collard in the black with the blue trim. Collard, nice combination, and then a nice counter right from Rodriguez. Collard very aggressive, going at Rodriguez early, almost hopping towards him multiple times.
Break, please.
Rodriguez and Collard went straight at it in the first round. You know, it's typically not your typical fight, but they do know and acknowledge that it's a 4-round fight, and they need to get started early. There isn't much time to waste.
You felt that urgency?
Yes, right away. And you know what? In the 160-pound division, these guys can really stack punch. You know, when they get to land one, just like Collard just did right now. He landed a great right hand. But I mean, anything can happen in this division. This is the division that Triple G reigns at. Canelo Alvarez, these are young prospects.
Ooh, nice right-left combination up top from Collard. Aggressive with the left hand. Almost bull-rushing Rodriguez there, then caught him with the hook as well. Exchanging blows in close. A very active opening round as Rodriguez missed with a right, connected with a left on the jaw of Collard. Seemed unbothered by it.
A great way to start the night, Brian.
Plenty of activity in this first round between Emilio Rodriguez and Clay Collard.
And it's what we expect the entire night, so don't switch the channel. That there are fireworks going on all night tonight.
I love that you're in promo mode right off the bat.
Man, I mean, we're in for a great night of boxing. I have to admit that and inform the fans.
First of 7 fights. Ends with a couple of championship bouts. Nice left hand there from Rodriguez.
Terrific combination. He's landing big shots on Collard every time he comes in. He just waits for him and picks his shots then. Just as he did with that left hook.
Tapping the jab a few times is Rodriguez. Now the two fighters breathe for a moment to size each other up. There hasn't been much of that in this first round as that left hand connects from Collard. In close, a big right lands from Rodriguez.
Great back and forth action by both fighters. This is going to be a tough round for the judges to score.
Collard has spent a lot of time sparring with MMA fighters. She feels gives him some ability to be diverse with his attack in the ring. Final 10 seconds of this opening round.
Both fighters got a feel for the punching power that they both possess.
Plenty of shots landed in round number 1 for each of these two fighters.
Bring me that bucket. Good, breathe. Here. That's it. Here, give him some cold water. Yeah, how's this cold water feel? Good, breathe. Look, settle down a little more. You're trying too hard. Settle down a little more, pump a little more, okay? You're doing great, though. You won that round. Let's win this round, too. Okay?
Early in the round, we saw Clay Collard land a vicious right hand, right to the left eye of Rodriguez, and coming back with a left hook. Good combination. And you will also see a good combination, good left hook coming from Rodriguez, straight to the chin.
A lot of shots landed by both of those fighters in that first round. Who would you give that first round to, Jesse?
You know what? That was a tough round to score. I would say that both fighters landed some vicious shots. but I would say that it's a close round. I mean, it's hard to say the toss-up.
Second round starts with, again, aggressive fighting in close from both of these boxers. As Collar was just able to evade the combination up top.
You know, Rodriguez trying to keep his distance, just trying to receive him with punches as soon as Collar comes in.
Big left hand there from Rodriguez. Back collared up a bit and a huge right hand from Rodriguez. And now a left hook. Big connections from Emilio Rodriguez here in this second round. Collard's asking for more, and he is receiving it. A huge right hand again. Got Collard on his back heels.
That left hook is a very important weapon for Rodriguez. He needs to continue to use it.
Rodriguez says his signature punch is the right uppercut. Can he set that up at some point in this second round? Wailing away each of these fighters as Rodriguez was mostly able to evade there.
Clay Collard continues on the attack, though. He's not stopping. He's not intimidated by the punch power that Emilio Rodriguez has, which is giving us a great fight for that reason. That's what I love about boxing. Two warriors duking it out, not scared to receive, but always looking to be offensive and to land their own punch.
Rodriguez went to the body a couple times on that last exchange. There's that right uppercut from Rodriguez.
And that hook and the right hand, and of course, Clay Collard comes right back with this combination. Nice feint by Rodriguez. Trying to look for his shots.
Again, tried to get to that right-handed uppercut.
That's a shot he likes. You mentioned it, Ryan. But I think that the biggest shot for him right now is the left hook. He needs to continue to use it.
Collard trying to work the body of Rodriguez.
Collard works the inside very well. If he continues on doing that, he could have an advantage.
Holding, pick him up. Box.
That might help him from fighting all the UFC fighters back at his gym.
Left hand catches Collard up top. Big right hand over the top from Rodriguez. Collard has gotten hit with some big shots in this second round. Oh, and another stiff left. That time it was the hook from Rodriguez that caught the jaw of Collard. So far has shown a strong chin in this second round. Again, a right left up top from Rodriguez as Collard prances towards him. And left-handed uppercut caught from Collard. And that'll do it for round number 2. Go! Andre Sulecki in Providence, Rhode Island, June 29th. WBO middleweight title also featuring heavyweight Joseph Parker, only on Dazn.
And now here we see in the second round, the two big punches were landed by Emilio Rodriguez, and it was a vicious right hand, not only once, but
Round
twice.
three,
First he came back here and got him back with the hook straight to the chin. And you're gonna see in the next video that we're gonna show you here, another right hand that he lands.
Start of the third round. Big aggressive combinations in close. What a flurry to begin this third round. Both boxers exchanging furious blows.
They both came out very aggressive in the third round. I think that Collard felt that he needed to do something different in the fight because the second round didn't go in his favor. And there's only 4 rounds in this fight.
What do you think about the adjustment he's made at the beginning of this third
That's
round?
what he needs to do. He needs to stay on the attack, keep that close distance between him and Rodriguez, and hit the body. Because apparently, Rodriguez can't fight in the inside.
Collard just shoves Rodriguez up against the ropes.
He needs to keep that aggression going if he wants to change the rhythm of his fight.
Big right hand there from Collard, and then a left hand. Collard has looked more in control in this third round after Rodriguez mostly dictated round number 2. Very close opening round.
His corner must have told him that the second round didn't go his way, and he needed to do something different. And that's why he came out with so much aggression.
Pick him up, pick him up.
Collard being told to pick those punches up. A couple that were flirting below the belt.
Collard has a chin on him, man. He has an iron chin. He's receiving big punches by Rodriguez, but takes him like it's nothing. And keeps coming forward. That was like a Superman punch.
Yeah, almost a running start there for Collard. Rodriguez has had a much tougher time landing anything clean in round number 3. After he landed big shot after big shot in round number 2.
Right hand by Rodriguez.
Yeah, big righty counter there from Rodriguez. Collard almost juked with the right and then swung the left.
I love how Collard keeps his composure. I mean, you can tell he prepared properly for this fight because he's not gassed, he's not tired, he continues moving forward. I think that Rodriguez is a little more tired than Collard would be.
Is Collard leaving himself open anywhere that you'd be looking to expose with kind of how wildly aggressive he's been, Jesse?
You know what? He needs that because if you notice that when he stays patient is when he gets hit with big punches by Rodriguez. Like when he's rushing in, he doesn't give Rodriguez the time to think. And if he maintains that aggression, he could come out with the victory tonight.
Sort of the opposite of what Rodriguez told us was his strength, saying his patience is one of his biggest assets in the ring.
But the thing is that Collard isn't giving him that patience because he's inside, he's working.
Not giving him a chance to breathe as Collard continues to go after Rodriguez in a very aggressive third round.
Hey, I need you to pull out the warrior in you. You hear me? You're throwing overextended fucking punches. You hear me? Yeah. Overextended. You're throwing overextended punches. Hey, he's too tired and too weak. In your nose, out your mouth. Look at me. Look at me. Hey. Pay attention. Just cut the distance and beat the fuck out for a minute. For 3 minutes. He's tired. He's so tired, bro. You know when you're not going to take it. Hey, don't overextend. Don't get wild.
Just get there. Just get there. Don't worry about the power.
And here we're going to see the repeat of that combination that Collard came in throwing. He came out very aggressive, and you're going to see how it worked for him. He lands a good jab, good combinations. I mean, he did miss several of them, but this one here lands right on the chin, and he continues on the attack, which worked for him.
Start of the 4th round. It's been a tight battle thus far between Cancio and Emilio Rodriguez, and a huge blow to begin the 4th round.
This fight is up for grabs. The winner of this round, I'm sure, will take the victory tonight.
You could hear Collard's trainer telling him to cut the distance and just beat the heck out of him. Let's use a different word, but we'll transition it to heck.
They get the point, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I think so. And he also pointed out to Clay, hey, he's tired. And you know what? Rodriguez does look gassed. Collard has been very well conditioned and on the attack.
Very well, and on only one rhythm, forward. Not breathing heavily. He's looking for a shot. Rodriguez missing with a hook in the right hand. That's where he needs to work. That's what Collard needs to work if he wants to come out with the victory. Right in the inside.
Collard trying to work that uppercut. Rodriguez looks fatigued.
He does, but he continues to land that hook, and every time he throws it, he lands it straight on the chin. He needs to keep working on that hook.
Collard again trying to cut the distance, getting close, and wail away at Rodriguez. You can see maybe Collard's arms getting a little tired too at some of those last paws.
He turns southpaw, turns right-hander. Craig Collard continues to look for different ways to come out with the victory.
Left hand to the body from Collard as Rodriguez pokes away. Final 70 seconds of the 4th and final round of this bout.
Just a small taste of what everyone's going to get for tonight. All action in these fights.
Rodriguez trying to nudge away Collard.
Receives him. Rodriguez receives him with a good left hook. Only 40 seconds remaining.
Cut the left eye of Rodriguez as he gets stung up top, and the blood starts flowing more. And another nice combination up top from Collard. Final 25 seconds of this fight. Two tied up for a moment again. Most of this fight has been in close.
You got to dig deep in his last 10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds. The cut getting worse for Rodriguez as Collard wailing away. Big left hand from Rodriguez. And then a final right from Rodriguez. As these fighters both look like they went a whole lot more than 4 rounds after that aggressive activity.
That was all action, Ryan. All action.
No, you're good. You're good. You got the decision, Pop.
This is going to be a very tight fight to call.
It is very. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it a draw. That's how close it was.
And of course, that's always increasingly more likely in a 4-round fight.
That's hard to get off, man.
I mean, this fight was pretty evenly matched. Both fighters came out very aggressive. Rodriguez picking his shots. And here you're going to see in the replay where Collard just continues to move forward. Even though Rodriguez landed some vicious shots, he didn't finish on his attack. But this right hand caught Collard right on the chin, right when the bell rang. Both fighters look exhausted, but it was non-stop action from both sides.
And Collard showed a tremendous chin early in that fight. In the second round, Rodriguez landed shot after shot. Collard was able to take it and then turn the fight his way in rounds 3 and 4. And we will find out what the decision will be after a very tight and entertaining 4-round battle between Emilio Rodriguez and Clay Collard.
Both look a little worried, I will tell you that, Ryan. Who will take this victory tonight?
Let's go to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and here are the totals. Judge Ron Stevens scores it 40-36 for Rodriguez. Judges Rudy Barragan and Fernando Villarreal have it 38-38 for a majority draw.
It was a great match.
Yeah.
Fighters get a majority draw. It's better than a loss for any fighter. Of course, it's when being in that situation, it's not what any fighter wants to get. You always come to get the victory. You can tell both fighters are a little disappointed, but as a fighter, you're a little let down on yourself because you wanted to do enough to come out with the victory, and you don't expect anything less but that. But honestly, I think that the judges gave the proper decision because it was such a close fight. And here you're going to see exactly why. The highlights explain it all. Action from both sides, from Rodriguez and Collard. Back and forth action in the 4-round fight. We had some good left hooks and right hooks landed by Rodriguez, but some vicious shots also landed by Collard, especially right down the middle with that straight right hand. The judges definitely got it right tonight in this fight. The aggression of Collard is what the judges gave credit to. And of course, the vicious shots that Emilio Rodriguez was able to connect, because Emilio Rodriguez landed the biggest shots of the fight, but the aggression and the consistent punches of Clay Collard is what worked in his favor also. And now, we're gonna go to the ring with Ryan Rucco.
All right, thank you very much, Jesse. Emilio, I mean, that felt like a much more exhausting fight than 4 rounds often is. What was it like battling those final couple rounds with Clay Collard?
You know what, Clay Collard, he's a tough guy. We didn't know too much about him. We just knew he was in MMA. He had an MMA background. So off the top, I knew he was going to be aggressive. I knew he was going to come forward. And I knew he was going to be a tough guy, and that's exactly what he was. Felt like I could have boxed him a lot better. Unfortunately, I just, it wasn't tonight. But he did his job. He did what he had to do as far as, earning the draw. So I take my hat off to him, and maybe we could do it again.
In that second round, you caught him with some big shots, and he seemed basically unbothered by that. How discouraging was it when you saw those shots land and him look mostly unmoved?
Again, it wasn't discouraging because I knew he was going to be a tough guy from the start. So when I hit him, I seen him shake it off, and to me, I took it as okay, well then let's keep going. And he adapted to it, and he was able to make me miss a lot more than what I really wanted to. But again, that's the tough part about fighting an MMA guy with an MMA background. He did a great job as a boxer though tonight.
All right, well, entertaining fight, and we look forward to what's next. Thanks a lot, Emilio.
Awesome, thank you very much. And I'd just like to thank God, first and foremost. I'd like to thank my family and friends who made the distance out here, who traveled out here. Team Rodriguez and Golden Boy, please reach out and look for us on the next one. Thank you.
All right, we look forward to that, and we look forward to what's up next. Moments ago, Claudia Trejos caught up with Anthony Garnica.
Anthony, the time has come. How do you feel tonight?
I feel good. I'm ready, relaxed, I'm calm.
Well, let's talk about your record real quick. It's 2-0, both via knockout. Do you feel any pressure that you need to finish tonight via knockout as well?
There's no pressure, I'm just coming into the fight wanting to come out victorious, That's the game plan, and if the knockout comes, it comes.
We know that Andrew Reese has been supporting you. He's been going all over social media saying how good you are and how wonderful you're going to do tonight. What does that tell you? How does that make you feel?
It's amazing having Andy give me advice, talking to me. It's just motivation.
Well, just a few weeks ago, he gave the surprise of the year. What words did he tell you about making things possible?
He told me anything is possible. He's always been humble, grounded, and those are the key words he's always told me, to be humble, keep grounded, and keep pushing.
And just between you and I, how do you see this fight ending?
This fight, I want to come out victorious, but if the knockout comes, it'll come.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Welcome to Change Up, our first night of action. Hey, who's who opening week, Adnan? Who should be the face of baseball? It should be Javi Baez. El Mago, this guy is so much fun to watch. I like his tags.
Chris Davis, I'm calling my shot. Chris Davis is going to go yard. Go, 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 go! Yes!
No more talk. Let the kids host.
Oh my goodness! Yes, hater #1, courtesy of Mark Cannon.
And Alonso, the drive to center. That ball's out of here. First home run for Alonso.
Pitch, please, get out the way, pitch. Lucas Giolito, the man of the hour, in his AirPods.
Yeah, welcome to the show, boys.
You say you're on the ground, looks like you're in the sky there. They couldn't get you better seats?
Did you count that? That was 1, 2.5, maybe 3 rotations on the epic bat flip, and I do not use that word lightly.
Well, make sure you check out the Change-Up every single night here on Dazn. Speaking of evening, what a gorgeous one here in Indio, California. We move on to the second of 7 fights tonight. We just heard from Anthony Garnica with Claudia. He will do battle with Gilberto Duran. Garnica significantly younger, as you see, 19 years old to Duran's 30, 5'8" compared to Duran's 5'7". The weight you see as well, and a slight reach advantage, so slight, in favor of Anthony Garnica.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our next bout tonight, 4 rounds of the super bantamweight division. And ready to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner from Washington, here is Gilberto Duran.
Gilberto Duran from Washington. When we asked him about his style, he's very soft-spoken and said, I can't really explain my style, but my best punch is my right cross. Third fight this year. He's fought in Tijuana. This is his first fight in California and says he is very excited to be fighting in Cali.
This is a great opportunity for him. You know, for him to display his ability and use that big right hand in this fight against a young Anthony Garnica. He definitely needs to find a way to intimidate his opponent.
And his opponent is ready to make his ring walk, fighting out of the red corner from Oakland, California. Here is undefeated Anthony Garnica.
Garnica, just 19 years old. 2-0 with 2 knockouts, an amateur record of 95-10. His second pro, he had a pro bout scheduled for April this year, but fell through the week of the fight, so he is certainly excited to get back in the ring tonight against Gilberto Duran. Garnica, who has sparred with unified champ Danny Roman. Just 19 years old. He does look it, doesn't he?
Once again, fight fans, we are set to go with our next bout tonight. 4 rounds this scheduled in the super bantamweight division. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside: Pat Russell, Ron Stevens, and Fernando Villarreal. And your referee in charge of the action, once again, Jose Covia. Introducing you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing solid black. He weighed in officially 122 pounds even. And 5 professional bouts, his record, 3 victories. All 3 wins coming by way of knockout with 2 defeats. From Yakima, Washington, here is Gilberto Duran. And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue with gold. He weighed in officially 121½ pounds. In 2 fights, this young professional is perfect. 2 victories, no defeats, both wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the undefeated super bantamweight from Oakland, California, Anthony Garnica.
Gentlemen, you've been given instructions. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up, come back with the gloves. Good luck. Mouthpiece in, seconds out.
Anthony Garnica.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
From Oakland, but moved to LA at 18 years old for the sparring, at difficulty finding partners
Mark, will you bend you?
in Oakland.
Doctor, who's my doctor?
Might be because he has been a 7-time national champion in his amateur times.
And Gilberto Duran is a program director at the YMCA in his hometown of Washington. So when we asked him about hobbies, he said, well, boxing's my hobby.
My hobby, my life.
Whoops. Start of round number 1, a scheduled 4 between Garnica and Duran. Garnica in the blue shorts with the gold glitter. Gilberto Duran in the black shorts with the white trim.
Anthony Garnica starting boxing at the age of 7, first amateur fight at the age of 8. And one of his favorite fighters is Vasily Lomachenko. That means if he admires him, I'm sure he wants to fight very similar to him, which is very technical, and he seems to be that way, very patient, looking for his shots. He doesn't want to waste any punches.
That time found a couple shots up top on Duran. And that is how Garnica described himself to us, saying he's a calculated boxer, be defensive at times, uses his vision, that's his best asset.
And he has the height advantage, so he has to take advantage of it. Just use the distance. You can tell he's doing it. Also trained alongside Andy Ruiz, the new heavyweight world champion.
110 amateur bouts for Garnica.
He has all the experience. Now he just needs to get the professional experience.
Managed by Roger Ruiz, who also manages rising star Ryan Garcia, who we see plenty on Dazn. Garnica, nice combination there, and Dazn is stunned. Dazn in some pain after that combo from Garnica.
Garnica looking to capitalize after he hurt his opponent. I really like Garnica's style, though. He's very patient. For him being so young, you know, with only a couple fights on his resume, good right hand.
Yeah, big right hand set up by the left. And again, you could see Garnica just calculating, trying to find his shots, creeping towards Dazn.
Duran just landed a good right uppercut. It landed on Garnica. Garnica seems to have a good chin. Good technical abilities.
Duran, nice body shot there. As Garnica took it in stride. Garnica hunting down Dazn again.
Like a lion going after his prey, you can just tell in his vision. You know, it's tunnel vision, just looking forward, trying to look for his opening. Just like that hook right there.
Yeah, nice big left-handed hook there, and Dazn seemed to back up for a moment from it.
Listen to the bell.
His father first introduced Garnica to boxing. Oh, good
and there goes Dazn bowling to the canvas in the final seconds of round number 1. Cannot be saved by the bell. Will he continue? Back on his feet. And that'll do it for round number 1, but a knockdown from Anthony Garnica right at the end of round number 1.
How do you feel?
I think I lean too forward on that one.
Look.
Go to the body. Straight right to the body. Straight right, porque está derechito. No se mueve para los lados, okay?
He doesn't move to the side.
Straight right. Working straight right, because he's like this. He's not moving around. Recuerda, dale movimiento. That's fine.
Move.
Nomás mueve más la cabeza, güey, poquito.
Move your head. A little more.
Snap that jab out and bring it right back. Don't leave it out there, okay?
We're going to see a replay that caused him to go down. That right hand, which made Duran lose his equilibrium, lose his balance, and he went down after that next combination. They aren't punches that landed cleanly, but they landed in the right time at the right place, right behind the ear. Those are punches that are extremely dangerous.
Manny Robles is the trainer for Garnica, also trains heavyweight champ Andy Ruiz, but Edgar Hasso, the main voice you heard in the corner in between rounds as far as Garnica's corner goes.
Garnica has noticed that right hand is landing at will anytime he lets it go at a distance. And he's looking for that same right hand over and over again, which he should. Duran is very susceptible to receiving that right hand right on the ear. The thing is that those are punches that are very dangerous, Ryan. The minute that a punch lands cleanly right on the ear, right on the side of the head, I mean, it just throws them off. It throws off the opponent and throws off their equilibrium.
Again, we can see Garnica just stalking Dazn, trying to hunt him down.
He's trying to cut off the ring, trying to pick his shots. You can tell. I mean, he's...
Big left hand there to the body, and then a left hand up top, and Dazn again losing his footing, trying to stay on his feet and escape the tussle.
Using lateral movements. I mean, this man has it all. I mean, I like his technical ability. Good left hook at the counter shot. Duran didn't like that shot at all.
Scheduled 4 rounds. I wonder if Dazn will be able to hang in.
Duran went down by a right hand. He continues to let his left hand down. he doesn't seem to be worried, or he's not thinking of the punch that would be coming. I mean, the punches are coming at a speed that he can't see him coming at. So he needs to keep his high defense up for him not to get knocked out.
Break clean. Let's go.
Garnica so poised thus far, just 19 years old, just his 3rd professional fight. Stumbling forward.
And it was the hook that caused that, Ryan. As he was coming in, he landed a left hook on Duran, which caused him to kind of just to lose his balance.
Big right hand again from Garnica. That's what you're talking about. The left hand is dropped from Duran and left him open to that straight right from Garnica.
But Garnica needs to learn not to smuggle his punches. He needs to maintain his distance. When he lands a shot, take a step back and then continue throwing your flurry. Good right hand by Garnica. But Duran, got to give him some credit because he does have a chin on him. He's not giving up. He's not quitting. Duran being warned not to hit behind the head. Those are illegal shots. 10 seconds remaining.
To the bell.
Flurry of body shots from Duran.
Are you ready?
When you have them there, don't smother yourself. Make those fucking punches count. You understand? You're tippy-tapping. Let's go.
That is exactly what you just said, Jesse. Don't smother yourself. Make those punches count.
Yeah, you know what? Those are things that these young fighters will learn as they get more experience. That it's best when you land a clean punch, take a step back, and then just look for the next big one.
Garnica took it upon himself to start his pro career, used his own money to fly to LA, then made the commute to Legends Gym to inquire about training and turning pro. Approached Roger Ruiz, whom he'd never met before, asked him to manage his pro career. Ruiz put him on a 1-week probationary period to evaluate his talents, and after 2 sparring sessions the first day, he was convinced and signed him on the spot. And Garnica has looked good thus far. That is not going to be
But he did land the combination before he went down. That wasn't the cause of him being knocked down, but being put on the canvas. But he did land 3 shots before he went down.
Garnica has been in control thus far in this fight.
Garnica looking to capitalize.
Duran trying to tuck away from that right hand of Garnica. Body shot there from Duran.
Probably one of the best shots of the night from Duran.
Garnica again seemed unfazed. You can just see in Garnica's face him calculating as he's in the ring.
He's thinking, he's trying to put something together. Looking for that big shot that can end the fight. Think about these young fighters, they want to win only by knockout. So you can tell that's exactly what he's doing. He's looking for the big shots. He's not looking just for the flurries.
Seeking that out right now.
Oh, good combination by Duran. Probably one of the first ones tonight from him.
Garnica had to cover up. Now it's Duran who's hunting down Garnica a bit, and a nice combination up top from Duran.
Duran has a good chin. He continues to move forward. That's what he needs to do if he wants to change things in this fight. Let his hands go in the middle distance.
Garnica maybe holding down Duran there a bit. Duran has been coming forward a bit in this Third round and another combination from Dazn, who's been a bit more of the aggressor in round number 3.
Garnica got a little tired from putting so much pressure on him. He figured out that he might not be knocking out Dazn, but those are things that these young prospects have to learn. Oh, good left hook. That hurt Dazn.
Big left hook, and Dazn trying to sneak away from it. Garnica looking to close the deal.
Listen to the bell. Work, work.
Approaching the end of round number 3. Garnica will twist away, and that'll do it for the third round.
How do you feel? Good? Tired? Let's go then. Another shot. You're touching them you're looking for one punch. You gotta give me a combination and then no. Bam, bam. You gotta let them. Velocidad y duro. Velocidad y duro. Si llegan loca, bueno, ¿ok? Tranquilo, vaya y búsquelo, pero con calma, sin desesperarse. Tóquelo primero, tóquelo. Vaya con él, vaya y búsquelo, pero con control, sin perder la cabeza, ¿entendió? Lo estás haciendo fallar, no lo estás contestando, ¿entiendes?
You got to make a miss, you got to make a pay.
Don't get in too close. If he's coming at you, take a step back. You don't catch him with the straight right, okay? Remember, be smart about it. Be smart about it.
Both Manny Robles and Edgar Hasso communicative in the corner of Anthony Garnica. Start of the fourth and final round of this super bantamweight battle.
Garnica's corner told him that he was just trying to look for that one big shot. Those are the things that you need to prepare one big shot, but not only that, also throw combinations. That way you can make openings. And every time he lands one shot, he smokes his punches. He gets on the inside. And then after that, he can't really land any more punches. Keep in mind, he is the longer fighter. He has the reach advantage. So every time he's in the inside, he can no longer let his hands go. See those little step backs? Gives you the moment, gives you the momentum, and the distance to land your punches.
Meanwhile, Duran's corner pleading with him to be on the outside after that third round. Nice shots landed again by Garnica, who has controlled this fight. This is just his third professional bout. 2-0 with 2 knockouts entering this one. Left hand counter and then a right that catches, and Dazn again is hit. Garnica catching Dazn with a couple of big blows there.
Especially that right uppercut, Ryan. That was vicious. But Dazn has a chin on him. Good left hook
counter, yeah, and then another one. Dazn stunned. Garnica going to work. Dazn trying to keep his footing. Still on his feet. He has shown that strong chin, as Garnica again was able to land many clean shots there. He began it with a big right.
Right to the chin.
And now a left hook. Dazn staying up.
It's not over till it's over. Anything could happen. If Dazn lands one big shot, you never know. Stop.
Bring him up. Separated for a moment as their legs got locked. Coming on the final minute of the fourth and final round. Garnica missing with that left-handed uppercut. Dazn trying to work the body, tapped up top. Garnica knows he'll have this fight on points at this point.
Yeah, you can tell he knows that Dazn took his best punches and wasn't able to go down. They might be going to decision.
Inside of 30 seconds left in the fourth and final round. Garnica dives into a right-handed punch and catches the neck of Dazn. Dazn keeps coming forward. He's done a little more of that in the third and fourth rounds. Garnica set up that right hand. Big shot there. The left-handed hook lands from Garnica. Dazn trying to fight him off in the final seconds of round number 4, and respect from both of these fighters.
This was a terrific learning experience for Anthony Garnica. He may improve to 2-0 with 1 KO, depending on how the judges feel about the fight. But in my eyes, he deserves the victory.
Anthony Garnica, 19 years old, just his third professional fight. Likely on the brink of moving to 3-0. Gilberto Duran showed a strong chin, took some big shots from Garnica, knocked down in the first round, but was able to make his way through these 4 rounds of boxing. And so we await a decision in our second of 7 fights tonight at Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino.
The benefits of tuning in early on Dazn is good action-packed fights, but not only that, sometimes you get to see prospects like Anthony Garnica and their build-up to becoming possibly a world champion. This is, I mean, I remember fighting in these arenas, you know, these smaller venues that, you know, they are highlights of your career, you know, where you've got to learn so much throughout the years.
All right, time to go to Joe Martinez with the decision.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 agree 40-35. Your winner by unanimous decision. He is still undefeated, Anthony Garnica.
Anthony Garnica wins by unanimous decision, as you all saw. Put on a good performance. Very technical, intelligent. Still needs several things to learn in his career, but he did a tremendous job, in my eyes. Definitely a fighter to keep an eye out for. And here are the highlights of the fight. Garnica versus Duran.
Touch him up, come back with the glove. Good luck.
That was the great combination coming from Garnica. Keep in mind that he goes down in the first round. And this is when he hurt Duran. That right hand was landing at will. Also that left hook as a counter shot. Twisting and turning him at times and then landing his shots, his counter punches. That was a good left hook as a counter, hurts him. Tries to go in for the kill, but Duran survived. Duran was a tough veteran. But now we are going to the ring with Ryan Ruocco with the winner.
All right, Anthony, just 19 years old, just your 3rd professional fight. You seem so poised and calculating throughout those 4 rounds. How would you describe your demeanor in the ring?
You know, it goes with my coach, a great coach. My 2 head coaches, Edgar and Coach Manny. You know, without them, I wouldn't be here at professional level. It's different. I just came from the amateurs, and I feel good.
Obviously, it's been a big few weeks for Legends Boxing Gym after what Andy Ruiz did. How has the atmosphere been at the gym, and what kind of energy has that given everyone at the club?
You know, in the gym is good vibes. There's always been good vibes from the start since I got there. Really good gym, and now it's crazy, you know. Everybody's trying to take my coach. We're doing mitts. Everybody's trying to interview him. Like, hey, I'm trying to get my work. Yeah.
Now, you made the decision, you know, to go to LA. You weren't finding enough sparring partners in Oakland. How beneficial has that decision been for your blossoming career?
You know, from the start, since I came out here, really good sparring, trainers, my manager, everything's good over here in Oakland. It's good at boxing, but LA is where it's at, you know, good sparring, everything.
Well, congratulations, 3-0, impressive win here tonight. Thanks for putting on a good show.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you, my coaches, everybody. Thank you.
All right, Anthony Garnica improves to 3-0. Aaron McKenna, someone we're looking forward to seeing, and earlier he caught up with our Claudia Trejos.
Great to have you in Indio. What does this experience mean to you?
Yeah, it's a good fight for me now at this stage of my career. I'm looking to go out there now and put on a show for the fans and prove to everyone that I can be the best fighter in the world.
I know your opponent came in late. Did you get a chance to even see him at all?
No, not yet, but once I step into the ring, he's going to know what's going to happen, because I'm going to just go straight out there and put on a good show.
You're very young, but you have a very high percentage of knockout. So is there any pressure on you to make sure that this win is via knockout?
No pressure. I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to go out aggressive style and hunt him down. And once I hurt him, I'll go for the kill.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
The time has come for the main event of the evening. Oh, big shot. Another big night for Bellator MMA. Wow, Jumbo took a huge hit. Down he goes. He's waved it off.
Buddy, you gotta move.
Man.
We are ready for our third fight of the night in Indio, California. We just heard from Aaron McKenna, the impressive young Irish pro. Take a look at the tail of the tape. It'll be 4 rounds between McKenna at 19 years old and Daniel Perales, who was a late replacement, was crossing the border from Mexico as the weigh-in was happening. A Mexican veteran with experience. You see the height advantage for McKenna, and certainly a significant reach advantage as well. McKenna 7-0 with 4 knockouts.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, next bout tonight, 6 rounds, super welterweights. Ready to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner from Monterrey, Mexico. Here is Daniel Perales.
See Perales' last bout, April 19th, a loss. Born, raised, and lives in Monterrey. Has not won a fight since September of 2016. And he's been knocked out 7 times in his career, 10, 17, and 2. And you see how the last 12 bouts have gone for Daniel Perales.
And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, makes his way from Monaghan, Ireland. Here is undefeated Aaron McKenna.
Aaron McKenna, big-time prospect. Ireland would have loved to have him fighting potentially in the Olympics in 2020, but he did not want to wait to go pro. Decided to begin his pro career earlier rather than wait, and it has worked out thus far. 7-0 with 4 knockouts. Chose boxing over Gaelic football, which is a tough sport in itself. And already has a sponsorship with Adidas, to give you an idea of how high the ceiling could be for this Irish prospect.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout 4 rounds scheduled in the super welterweight division. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside, Rudy Barragan, Eddie Hernandez, and Dr. Lou Moran. And when the action begins inside the ring, your referee in charge, Ray Corona. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing black trunks, he weighed in officially 149 1/2 pounds. He enters the ring tonight for the 30th time as a professional, hailing from Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, presentando Daniel Perales. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wears gold trimmed in green. He weighed in officially 149 3/4 pounds, and in 7 professional bouts, he is perfect. 7 victories, no defeats, 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the undefeated fighting pride of Monaghan, Ireland, the silencer, Aaron McKenna.
seconds. Let's go, gentlemen. Protector, mouthpiece. This is good right here. This is good right here. Listen to my commands. Touch gloves. God bless.
Well, everybody very much looking forward to seeing Aaron McKenna. Already has famous fans, including Kendrick Lamar, who was ringside for a recent bout of McKenna's. McKenna's been compared to Mickey Ward in particular for his affinity for throwing body punches. It's almost like he's a sprinter getting ready to take off.
Ready?
Getting ready to go on the attack.
Yeah, exactly.
It's time to go. Peralta, a late replacement, but he came in ready to fight, made weight. McKenna just looking for the big shot. See that right away.
You can see that body shots right away, true to form from McKenna.
He saw the soft spot and he's going after it. Ray Corona, the referee for this fight. The judges are Guri Barragan, Eddie Hernandez Sr., Lou Moret, timekeeper Mike Millsap.
McKenna, big body shots again, just tapping that body of Perales. And again doing so. McKenna with a significant height advantage, wailing away at Perales.
McKenna has a vicious right uppercut that I believe is going to work for him in this fight. And as you said, Ryan, he does attack the body.
And that's part of what makes his style more pro-oriented and part of why he was ready. A lot of times amateurs focusing on the head. McKenna tunes up the body of his opponents.
Well, they say he has a Mickey Ward type style, and that he does. And let's keep in mind that Mickey Ward was a very attractive and action-packed fighter. People like to see him. I remember the wars he had with Arturo Gatti.
McKenna almost pushing Perales where he wants him to go, and Perales giving a little respite for a moment as McKenna covers up.
McKenna very brave. Doesn't care to get hit every now and then just to land his big shot, as you will see.
Big right hand there from McKenna.
That was a good right to the body.
And they followed it up with a couple of lefts. Perales has shown a tough chin in his first round. The veteran fighter is taking a beating from McKenna, crouching down, and he did go down.
He's complaining that he got hit behind the head.
Stay over there. 4.
I didn't see that, but we will see in the replay.
6, 7, 8. Get us black. Hey, escúchame, okay? All right, let's go.
They will continue. McKenna creeping forward, trying to go for the finish, unleashing a flurry as Perales looks to counter. McKenna landed a big left hand on the jaw there.
McKenna looking for that big right hand to the body and to the head.
You see it,
Perales against the ropes.
You're gonna stop at the bell.
10 seconds remaining, but he lands a good hook to the head.
McKenna, another big right hand and a combination up top, as that'll do it for round number 1.
There you go, baby. Good. You go like that. And breathe. Okay. So look, I need those body shots. Okay? And pick up your spots. Pick your spots up. I need those left hooks and those body shots. Now, keep a little distance with him, okay? You're doing really good, turning him around and stuff. Uppercuts too. He's looking to stop it. He's looking for a reason to stop.
And here we're going to see a replay that caused Peralta to go down. He laid on the ropes for too long because he felt hurt, and Ray Corona was able to identify that he was hurt, and he gave him the 8 count. But the reason behind it was that he put his official weight, his entire weight on the rope, which is counted as a knockdown.
That's right. McKenna enjoyed top-notch sparring in LA, mixing up with Amir Khan, Vasily Lomachenko, and looking to improve to 8-0 in his pro career today, beginning of round number 2. At super welterweight.
McKenna had an outstanding amateur career, having several great wins. One of them against not so much win, but he did face Devin Haney in the amateurs. Devin Haney, another major prospect that can possibly be a world champion very soon. A fighter to keep an eye out for.
McKenna just unloading on Perales. Perales covering up as McKenna just unleashes. That is it. That is it. Aaron McKenna with a decisive second round knockout victory. As Perales was done taking that punishment.
And then Perales didn't have much of a chance. McKenna just was on another level, was hurting him in several moments in the fight. And it was a good decision by the referee. The minute that Perales turns his back to McKenna, he's showing that he no longer wants to fight. We're going to show you shortly the replay of the fight. And this here is where he lands that hook. Hooks the body and then comes back up top. McKenna knew he had him hurt, and he continued letting his hands go. And you'll see Perales just turn around. And this is from another angle. You'll see that right hand and the hook come back.
Thank you, sir. Of course.
That one right there is what really caused him to turn around.
Thank you.
A decisive victory for Aaron McKenna.
Oh, yes.
And we will head up to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 42 seconds, round number 2. Referee Ray Corona steps in, puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by KO victory. He is still undefeated. The silencer, Aaron McKenna.
Aaron McKenna, winner by knockout victory. Improves to 8-0 with 5 knockouts on his record. Accomplishing his goal to continue on the undefeated winning streak. Good performance, good power by this young man. And here are the replays of the fight.
This is my command, touch gloves, God bless.
And McKenna that's very poised, is looking for his big shots. And he was finding them at will. Perales didn't have much of a defense for all of Aaron McKenna's attacks. He complained about the shots behind the head, but several of those shots were nice and clean around the chin. As you can see here, the first knockdown, because he put all of his weights on the rope, on the bottom rope, which caused Ray Corona to count it as a knockdown. McKenna continuing the attack all the way through. That right uppercut really worked for him. And this is where Perales turns his back around, and Ray Corona stops the fight. And we pass it on to Ryan Rucco with the winner.
All right, Jesse, thank you very much. Aaron, pretty decisive victory there. As you're going through the first round, just take us through your mentality when you see the knockdown. When did you decide, hey, I want to try and end this?
My plan was to go out and aggressive and hunt him down and throw a lot of shots. And once I knew I landed the first one, I knew he wasn't going to take it, so I just pounded it on even more, and then I got the second round KO.
How about what you've learned from your father as well as your trainer, Courage? What has been the biggest points of emphasis from them leading into this fight and just in your recent training?
Recent training, I've learned a lot for this fight compared to my last fight. I've learned so much, my body shots and bringing them up to the head after the body, and also I'd like to thank them, my coaches. I'd also like to thank Sheer Sports management team and Golden Boy for giving me the opportunity. Just thanks to all them.
We know you're a big-time prospect. A lot of people compare you to Mickey Ward with your affinity for the body shots you were just talking about. Is there a fighter you remind yourself of?
Not too sure. Well, a lot of people also say as well, I'm like Tommy Hearns. he was 6'1" and 147, so I like to try and bring a lot of styles into mine. Just like to have a unique style.
Well, we know that, you know, you certainly haven't shown the need to wait for opportunities. You decided not to go for the Olympics, but instead start your pro career. You didn't want to wait. So what do you want the next challenge to be? What are you looking forward to on the horizon as far as your pro career goes?
I want to become world champion at multiple weights. I'm only 19 right now, so every fight's a step-up fight, and I'm just want to keep on improving too. So that's the main thing right now, and just learn the trade, and then just go from there.
All right, well, Aaron, congratulations on another decisive victory. You improved to 8-0. We look forward to seeing what's next.
All right, thanks to everyone back home in Ireland and over here in America for supporting me. The sport's been unreal.
All right, Aaron McKenna continues an impressive start to his pro career. Meanwhile, up next, it's going to be Blair Cobbs. Moments ago, he caught up with Claudia.
Blair Cobbs with a flair, and look at this. You're styling. What's up? Who inspired this outfit?
All the greats. Muhammad Ali, Ric Flair, woo! All of them. Shawn Michaels.
Oh my God, I think there's like a little Kravitz in there, like Lenny Kravitz. What's up with that?
Yeah, maybe when I'm done boxing, I might be a rock star. I play the guitar and everything.
There you go. And tonight, how ready are you?
Oh, I'm more ready than ever. I'm ready for anything.
He's so ready, his phone is ringing, but that doesn't matter. That's going to wait just like everything else because tonight is boxing.
Absolutely.
Obviously, tonight, this is the place where a lot of stars have been made. How much pressure do you have right now to make sure that you have one of those outstanding wins?
It's going to be a lot of action, a lot of pain, charisma, and dedication. You're going to see everything in that ring tonight.
Mandatory question. How do you see this fight ending?
With a
woo! Thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you.
We are live at Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. 3 fights down and 4 still to go. Blair Cobbs against Robert Redmond Jr. Coming up next, and Luis Feliciano against Fernando Carcamo. And then our co-main event, Angel Tito Acosta facing Elwin Soto, and Andrew Cancio against Alberto Machado in the rematch. Ryan Rucco with 2-time world champion Jesse Vargas. Jesse, still 4 fights we are very much looking forward to here. The night will end with Cancio against Machado. I want to focus in on Cancio for a moment with you. Because obviously, after his shocking upset victory here in February, a lot of the talk has been about Machado, maybe his weight he had a tough time getting to, he had family concerns, and Cancio, he doesn't want to hear that. He wants to legitimize that victory. So I want to ask you about the strengths of Cancio as a fighter and what we might see tonight from him to help legitimize that upset victory from February.
Well, let's keep in mind the mentality that he has, first of all. You know, he wants to come in and prove to everyone that the first fight wasn't a fluke. He deserved that win, and he'll reiterate it tonight with another victory coming from him. You know, he has a lot running on this fight, you know, because he became the WBA world champion. He finally accomplished his long-time dream after retiring for quite some time after the defeat with Jojo Diaz. He had his Rocky moment. You know, the Rocky moment from Blythe, California. You know, Andrew Cancio is looking to show everyone and prove to everyone that he has everything to everything to show everyone that he is the best in the division. Coming from being retired, coming from no one believing in him, to him defeating Machado, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, and he wants to do it again tonight. But he has a tough task in Machado. Machado is here to prove that, it wasn't him that night, in February, that he lost his title to Cancio. But in order for him to come out with the victory, Machado needs to maintain his distance. He needs to fight smart. And of course, one big thing was be very disciplined in training camp. Lose the weight properly, make the weight properly, and of course, have a long training camp with his trainer, Freddie Roach.
Now you see, only the 9th fight since the start of 2013 for Cancio, who works full-time for the Southern California Gas Company. Actually worked there Monday of this week. His last bout was indeed that victory over Alberto Machado, and this will be his first WBA Super Featherweight Championship defense.
This has to be one of the biggest upsets of the year, Ryan. With him defeating Machado, no one expected it. Everyone thought that Machado was going to come in, blow him out the hills, and nothing was going to happen. He maintained his WBA title. But this is boxing. Anything can happen, Ryan. And that's why I'm excited to see this fight, because there's one that wants revenge and the other one that wants to reiterate what he did the first fight and show you and prove to you that he deserves to be a WBA world champion.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights from that first fight, because it was a thriller. It is a candidate for upset of the year, even with what happened between Ruiz and Joshua. And in the first round, Cancio went down. It looked like this was going to be easy work for Machado.
That's what we thought. But then he comes back and better than ever. He came back attacking the body. That was the right uppercut, left uppercut that landed right on the chin and took him down.
And Cancio said it was that moment where all of the fear and nerves he had went away. And in the 3rd round, we saw the fight start to turn. And in the 4th round, he just went to work on the body of Machado, dropping him 3 times before the victory.
He came out like a Julio Cesar Chavez, just straightforward, attacking the body, not letting his foot off the gas, continuing pushing forward, and it paid off with dividends. He became the new WBA world champion and one of the biggest upsets of the year.
Now, Jesse, you started to talk about Alberto Machado and how for him, he looks at this as a chance to wipe away what happened and continue back on what has been a very promising young pro career, and again, re-enter our minds as a legitimate championship boxer and somebody who's going to have big fights in the future. So for Machado, I mean, how much of that do you feel is true? That the family distractions he had with his son's surgery, having a tough time making the 130 weight, how much do you think that did influence his performance the first time out between these two fighters?
As much as he wants to wipe it out of his record, it's not. It's there. What it is, it's a learning experience. Now, will he be able to get stronger from it? That's the question. Was there any mistakes made in the past? You know what? Possibly. But we don't know it. So what he needs to do is prove it with actions. Okay. Here you're going to see him in the locker room. He seems very poised and confident. But he says that in the first fight, he wasn't able to make weight properly. He had a short camp. He was very overconfident. And he also had some family problems, family troubles. Now in this fight, he said he had a 12-week camp, dropped the weight properly, which is a huge problem for a lot of us fighters. We need to know how to do it properly. He also brought in a nutritionist and has an entire team with him that, was with him the 12 weeks in camp. So we'll just have to wait and find out if we're going to see the real Machado tonight and if he'll be able to regain his WBA world title.
Alberto Machado looked lean and confident. Speaking with him this week, last time when we refer to the weight issues, he was still 11 pounds overweight about a week before weigh-in. And then he was 6 pounds overweight the day before weigh-in. So he was having a really tough time getting down to 130. And it's one of the reasons why this could be the final fight we see from Machado before moving up to 135 pounds. He's talked about that certainly will be on the table for him next year. Let's take a closer look at Alberto Machado and his profile. He started boxing at age 11, a 5-time Puerto Rican amateur national champion. He's promoted by former 4-division world champion Miguel Cotto, who is here tonight, and he lost that WBA Super Featherweight Championship on February 9th of this year to Cancio. And I guess, Jesse, I also want to ask you about the confidence for Alberto Machado, because when you're an undefeated fighter and everything is on the trajectory of soaring high, how difficult is it for you mentally to recover from a loss or a decision you weren't expecting or anything that's a bump in the road on an otherwise promising young career?
It just depends how you take it all in. You know, what Machado, the proper way for him to take it in is to come back with revenge. You know, come back with anger. You know, we're just wanting to, I'm sorry to say it, but we are in the hurt business. Come in there to kill somebody. You know what I mean? But do it properly. You got to drop the weight properly. You got to train hard. And he knows that he can drop Cancio because he did it in the first fight. He dropped him with a left uppercut right to the chin, so he has the power to stop him. Now, the question is, will he go in for the kill if he lands a good shot? Or will Cancio come in stronger? Now, you mentioned confidence. The same goes for Cancio. Cancio is more confident now, more confident than ever. He's the WBA world champion currently. For that reason, he comes in knowing that, all right, I took this guy down once, I'll do it again. And you know what? They don't want to give me the credit. I'm going to take it from him once again. So it's actually very interesting. And for that reason, I think that the fans and we are in for a great matchup. It's going to be a great, maybe, the way I'm projecting it to be, maybe 8-10 rounds of a hard, strong fought fight from both fighters because neither wants to give up. One already was taken down. So for that, he's going to push more. He's going to push over the edge, over the limit to show everyone and give everyone what they want to see is him becoming world champion again. Now, Cancio is going to fight harder than ever because it's going to take much more than it has ever took before for them to take away that strap away from him.
All right, let's find out a little bit more now from Claudia.
Thank you, Ryan. Well, I have a couple of thoughts of my own, and I agree in a few things that Jesse said, and I would like to add the fact that in that first fight, Cancio took Machado's best punch. Even though Machado said he was not in his best condition, Cancio took it, got back, and obviously took the win in the most outstanding way. But let's remember, Cancio has fought all his life, and this is his opportunity to show that he's really not the headache that he's been his whole career. He wasn't only a headache for his parents, for his family, for his trainers, for his promoters. He was a headache across the board. He was that kind of guy, the kind of guy that brought problems, no matter where he was at. Today, he wants to prove that he's not that guy, that whatever headaches he brought onto other people was worth something. And that something is that title. So he's fighting not just because of his boxing skills, but because he's got a warrior within him. And Machado is the first obstacle. Not because he just beat him back in February and people just thought, well, it's just a lucky punch. It was a good Cancio against a bad Machado. No, he wants to prove that he is and belongs among the elite fighters that are active today. Today is the day. Back to you.
All right, Claudia, well said, and he certainly has that opportunity today. And look, he already has keys to his hometown city of Blythe, California. That's something he was awarded after his victory over Alberto Machado. One of the cool perks for Andrew Cancio in the aftermath of that victory. You know, we were talking to him about what has changed since that win, and he said, not a ton, I just get recognized a little bit more. Keys to the city, one thing that's changed. Also, not being nervous. You know, interesting listening to him and his corner as you see the day that Cancio got those keys to Blythe, California, just about 100 miles from here. They both said they'd never seen him so nervous, that he was actually shaking before the start of that fight against Machado. And it was when he was knocked down where he sort of regained his composure and was able to lock back in, and obviously after that ended up taking control of and winning the fight en route to celebrations such as this one in Blythe. But you wonder what it could do for Cancio and how freeing it could be to not have to deal with any of those nerves anymore like he did in the first round against Machado, the first fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it worked for him in that fight, you know, we'll see how much of a difference in the performance-wise it will affect, you know, Cancio. But you know, the thing about Cancio is that he's not your ordinary fighter. He still has your 8-hour shifts. He still has to go to work Monday. You know what I mean? So even though he became WBA world champion, he continues to work during the week in you know, in the construction.
Yeah, he jackhammers roads.
Exactly. So, you know, he definitely separates himself from several other fighters, but you question yourself whether he's very disciplined and focused just on his boxing career. He's not. I mean, he's worried about his family and he wants to maintain their life insurance and insurance, health insurance for them. And that's why he continues to work. And that's a good question for us to ask is does that going to affect him in this fight? You know, him not being 100% focused on his boxing career. I know it benefited him in the first fight, but will it help him again in this one? That's the question.
It's what makes it such an incredible story. All right, Jesse, real quick, what's going to be a key for you early in the fight for Cancio?
Cancio needs to come in straight on the attack, hit the body. Keep in mind, in the first fight, that's exactly how he hurt Machado, was with the body shots, and that's how he took him down. You know, in the 3 times he knocked him down. So he needs to go in on the attack from the beginning, from the get-go, and no matter how many punches he's going to receive, he needs to be willing to take them, to push forward, land his body attacks, and hopefully, for his sake, come out with the victory by knockout.
All right, well, we look forward to that fight. That will be the final fight of our main card tonight. The prelims are